want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
That's right, guys. We got another crazy week in the shit show that we are getting ready for. All right. So first of all, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that the top should have been in and all that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, just repeating myself, we have not touched the daily 50. It's not been back tested since it was lost in February. All right. Last week we were watching. We were on the lookout for the daily 50 to clear this previous FOMC line. Yes. And this week, even though there's a pretty decent, possibility that the top is in, you have to remember that we are in a full-blown exit liquidity rally already before the new system. Okay, so you kind of have to take it week by week. But we are waiting for the 9 to cross the new FOMC line. And then after that, the dip buy is the possible retest of it. So again, guys, let me zoom out because we're coming into a pretty crazy trend line here, which is this trend line goes all the way back to this 2023 spot and beyond that. And that has in the past served as a decider. We've also spent time above it, but that is likely to be tested soon. Now I am going to show you NQ's NAMO here. We were looking for that. This is still just coiled up. This is not topped out at all. And if we find ourselves in a situation this year where this bottoms out again, it's an all-in leap play. Okay? It's an all-in leap play. But as of right now, it's coiling, which is also powerful. Now, this is the weekly volume, and you just crossed to the upside, okay? Which can be a pretty strong signal if it's down here. You've got the same thing in April. See here? This is the weekly NAMO volume, right? Because you got to dig deep into the engine when you're at these spots, okay? So for next week, this is pretty much what I'm looking for here. I want to highlight QQQ again, which we played fantastic last week in my opinion. We started really hitting it from that 9. So here you can see the same thing I'm looking for on SPX. I'm looking for this daily backtest once that crosses. So Monday is of huge importance. Next week is going to be crazy. Now, again, I'm just gonna say, disclaimer, this shit can sell and sell hard at any point in time, but until it does so, it is by the dip. So next week, seasonality wise, is a terrible week. What does that mean? Well, look, you see people drawing comparison to 2008 and 1929 and all this shit, and all I can say is where we are right now, like, you have to be naive to draw comparison. Where we are is light years ahead worse. Like, you can't compare the two. Where we are right now is there, we're beyond return. I hope you understand. And when the trigger is pulled, it is because it is time to introduce the new financial system. And until they do that, this market is going to go higher. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, we know that September OPEX is very, very significant. And you can even go up a little bit after. Usually you don't. Okay, usually the next week starts the down, right? Except last year. We just kept grinding, right? It was volatile, and it's gonna be volatile. I would say this year is unlike any other, personally, right? But we still have to find out, and we will find out next week, if this is where we're at, and if we're just gonna play nice and sell from here to here. Okay? We gotta find out if we need to sell from here to here. Personally, just going on gut instinct, from everything I'm looking at, all my gamma and data, which I will share, I think you put in a new top here, shorts get in, shorts get absolutely pulverized here. Absolutely pulverized. As of right now, if the data I'm looking at and my gut feeling changes, I'll let you know live on voice. You'll be the first one to hear about it. Because I think you could pop a little bit, come down, and rip right out of here, because you got the setup. But it's more complex than that, and I'm about to show you. First of all, again, QQQ. Let me get to it. So you see I have this marked. Why? Because I got a phantom print up there, and I got this marked here because I got a phantom print there. And where are we? We are right in the middle. So we're gonna base our whole week off of QQQ, and the setup being right in the middle of my two phantom prints that are from Friday really helps us, because the bottom's right there, same setup as SPY, and there's the high. Okay, check this out. Now it gets interesting. Press the weekly. Where's the weekly Bollinger Band? It's right at that high. If we can get here this week, this would be the spot where I personally probably will start taking some puts. I know I've said that for months, but guess what? Glad I haven't been a schmuck. As far as SPY, you have that's a phantom. If that hits on Monday, great. That's a phantom. And then we got, I think it's 670, 30, whatever. It doesn't, actually it's 52. It doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna be around to find out. But yeah, I'm gonna put a bunch of alerts here. So again, guys, I'm thinking Monday. But here's where it gets tricky, and pay attention now. Monday early low, Tuesday early low, Wednesday early high, possible rally, Thursday early high, Friday early low. So why am I showing a possible rally? Well, again, guys, it is the shit show. Let me take you through here. So Monday, you get Fed speakers galore. Everybody wants to say their opinion. Okay, I think Monday will be fairly the narrative will be whatever per President Trump says on Fox on Sunday. Monday morning, usually they load a lot of news stories, news narratives for the week. Tuesday, are you ready for this? It's one of the biggest days of the week. During market hours, you got Fed Chair Powell speaking at the same event, right? Where is it? Here. All right, so you got him speaking on Tuesday. There you go. They got their little Economic Club of New York luncheon thing going on. Fantastic. That's why you have all these Fed speakers. So I don't know what they're gonna say, if they're gonna try to kill the market. I doubt it. But anyways, Powell on Tuesday during market hours. Hell yeah, cannot wait. And that would, in my opinion, be the perfect spot to go and especially if we pop on Monday early, to just drag us down here, right? To go test it, because again, we haven't back tested this. So let's say we rip on Monday early, maybe we're up pre-market, we take out this high, because that's still a pre-market all-time high on SPY, because we were smart enough, intelligent enough, because we can think for ourselves, not to swing any SPY on the XDiv gap down. You're welcome, okay? Remember that. And then on Wednesday, we get new home sales. If there's any new homes being bought, those numbers are gonna be cryogenically frozen. And oil numbers, I'll get to oil. Still Fed speakers, they're doing it all week. Durable goods and GDP Thursday. Forecast is that could definitely rip us. And then obviously you have some Japanese. We'll talk about Japan here. But anyways, this is the big one, Friday. If somehow this comes in cool, why could it come in cool? Well, again, guys, so yeah, and you get Michigan numbers. So this week is lit, absolutely lit. And doesn't it make sense that everybody's gonna short here, especially if we rip on Monday and then we go higher? Then we stay out here because we're fucking buying this, dude, especially on QQQ. Why is that? Because again, that's gonna be the fucking low. But it's gonna be a tricky low. That low is gonna be here. Then they're gonna rip the premiums. And this low, second week of October, we're buying leaps, guys. Serious leaps. So don't fuck up your port in the next 2 weeks, okay? You still gotta get from, you got one whole week and then another, and we're looking to buy some leaps here. That's what we're gonna do. However, I am going to say this. A lot of old timer traders I talk with all tell me that if September isn't weak at some point, there's gonna be no rally. And you know, they have survived in the market and all of that good stuff, but we still gotta get to 7,000. And I don't think any of them called the low right there, and I don't think they've been buying the dip, because I know for a fact that most of them have been shorting ever since here, so that didn't work. But again, we followed this pattern, right, where the first of the month is the low, and there's always a sell, and a pretty drastic sell in July, right? Also mid-August you got that dip, we haven't really had a dip here. We had FOMC backtest. So the point I'm trying to make is, when we get the next daily 9 retest, which is probably gonna be this week at the FOMC price, we gotta see if that's the bounce. If that is not the bounce, the sell is on, and the sell is on to the 50. The 50 has now crossed where they saved it last time on the FOMC, so like, it's a pretty bullish market. Another crazy thing here is this, and I'm just gonna show it to you. I highlighted the weekly Bollinger, and this shit is fucking lit up, okay? But check this out. Look at that. Like, that is hyper bullish. And you've had this fucker pulling back. I haven't even put RSI on here because I don't trade with it. Whoops. Personally, you can, of course. Let's just check it real quick. Gotta wrap it up here. Not US 500, SPX. Come on, man. This is how it is. Can the monthly go higher? Yes, it can. When if the monthly hits 80, get out. But it can. It technically can. Yes. Could they just drift this up slowly? Yeah, that's why you gotta get in those leaps in October. Okay. So glad we covered that. As far as next week, they fucking loaded calls, okay, big time. And this is good. Everything's like matching up. It's pretty crazy. We kind of pushed out every week. But anyways, I'm gonna play my game plan until it works or something changes, right? So we got the 22nd on Monday. We closed right there. You can go all the way up here. Personally, I swung some YOLOs that were 20 something cents up there. This should be a bottom here, okay? Tuesday, big day, Powell speaking, anything can happen. As you see, there's plenty of gigs to the upside. 660 is really what you're playing against. Under 660, the floor falls out. Then you got Wednesday, gotcha. What is Thursday? GDP. That's when they've made that from a floor into a pull. And then Friday, the 26th. Dude, if we get there on Friday, I'm buying puts a week out. Please make me, okay? Thank you. Rotation. We kind of have to see how all of this evens out, you know, like that. Clearly, I've been telling you for months now they're going to use Microsoft to bring QQQ higher if they choose to do so. Also, a lot of put writing on Apple. I said here on Thursday, hey, Tim Cook says he can't wait for tomorrow, and then they ripped it up $8. So there you go. Netflix, huge 1290 calls for next week came in. You know, I mean, some Netflix. I want to see if they go for it. Hopefully they do. Tesla still have that ghost candle. Didn't feel very frustrating. Thankfully, made plenty of money on it at open, and then it went in here. Then it went into OPEX chop. So it still has that 433 as a target. This is good to us last week. Probably won't play it. However, when NASDAQ rips, what happens next? Bitcoin rips. So maybe I will play it. This is just absolutely epic last week. First of all, starting from whenever we caught the low here with those 62s. Beautiful. This still has a setup, and they are probably going to absolutely rip small caps. Baba's chain, dude, is funky up here. At some point this is gonna go, and there will probably be some China news. in both of those. Oracle had news after hours. I had sold into close. Will probably buy it. Not that I think that the new Zionist version of TikTok. Do you think anybody is going to jump on their new app? Probably not. Okay, probably not. So, but however, the chain says that this is going to go way higher. So I'll probably buy dips on this end of the day. I mean, I was out here. It had a nice stick, but it's faded since. So you know, I'm not even bothered by it. This was absolutely epic. Great teamwork. Shout out to Dom for supplying us with this. He's posted a new Ghost candle about this. It was also his first over 1,000% trade. So fucking A, Dom. I'm proud of you. Absolutely fantastic. And if Dom can use 1,000%, you can too. Okay? I obviously was in on this. Great fucking trade, and I've already marked this gap here. Once it comes down, I'm going to load the boat on it. Okay. You would think that this bad boy goes soon. However, I did want to say, and I said it before, and we've played these. The White House said that they're gonna do some quantum thing, okay? Where is it? Let me find it. Here. White House is planning a quantum action plan, okay? You saw what happened to INTC, right? So, these fuckers, I've said for a long time, are the new carrot of the market. This is gonna go, okay? Another one, hold on here. So, congratulations to Cujo on this. He's fucking held on. I mean, we started trading this a year ago when this was 8, and wow. Okay, so congratulations, epic job. I think I got out there. Yeah, somewhere, probably there, but fucking A. And this one was highlighted for us by Todd, okay? And I was in this for a while. I am awaiting. I think that this guy could do that in a year if you want to start easing in at some point. So quantum names and all these mineral names, right? Meta about to go absolutely ballistic probably soon here. I had a nice retest at the 9, bought up. This and Oracle will go. So I think with that huge MOC that they bought, that thing was fucking gigantor. I think we'll go higher this week. I know I say that every time. I think we're rip end of the week, guys. And this is unprecedented, of course. But again, I can't. When I see that Trump is like, hey, I got Charles Schwab trading on his phone in the White House. Yeah, right here. What can you say? But anyways, QQQ has put on $200. What a fucking move, and this will probably go higher. But let's see if we do reset the indicators here, meaning the STO and the MACD and this and that. It will happen fast and it will be on news. You always get some crazy news in October. And we sure are set up for some crazy war news. So again, just gonna point it out. Keep an eye out on oil this week. This is a big fucking problem. Okay, a big problem. And then let's see if we VIX trade or not. As of right now, Bitcoin not doing much. Probably won't do much until the round table second week of October. But I do think it's either war related or it's gonna have to do with Japan when they start selling their equities. Or ETFs. you could still absolutely melt down here, and it's probably going to be something like that, a really aggressive 2 to 3 cell a day sell at some point. So keep an eye out for that. That kind of has to happen before you can start jumping in on leaps. Solar eclipse, or whatever it's called, solstice, sorry, this weekend, new moon on Monday. Look at that. It would be great to put in a low and then rip into that. Okay. Eclipse. There's supposed to be something. Anyways. God bless, guys. All right. I will see you on Monday. Hopefully this was informative. Thank you.